Story time, story time, story time. So, one time back in Jamaica, right? Back home, I remember this woman that everybody used to call Miss Gloria. So Miss Gloria was always busy. She never sit down. She before the sun wake up, Miss Gloria wake up. She's sweeping the yard, she boiling tea, she packing lunch, she picking fruit, planting food, market, washing, ironing, just everything. Miss Gloria stayed busy. So the whole neighborhood came to depend on Miss Gloria. So if the baby is sick, call Gloria. If it's a funeral, Gloria cooking. If the church need cleaning, Gloria she reach first. If somebody can't pay the bill, Miss Gloria gonna find a way. So, but nobody ever asked Miss Gloria how she doing, right? So one day I passed by Miss Gloria yard. And oh, wait a minute. Them not supposed to show you Miss Gloria. Wait a minute. Where is Miss Gloria? You know, so the internet has been acting up the okay. Okay, here's Miss Gloria. The internet has been acting so crazy. All right, so there's a picture of Miss Gloria. Miss Gloria, busy, 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 busy. So one time now, I passed Miss Gloria yard. Miss Gloria, Miss Gloria foot cock up, man. I was expecting the usual yard broom scraping the ground, radio playing loud, pot cover knocking, but instead silence. So I peeped through the gate. And this woman is stretched out on a old lawn chair under a mango tree, head tied crooked, feet up. Feet up. Miss Gloria said, I am resting. I said, Miss Gloria, you okay? You sick? Miss Gloria said, I am resting. She cut her eye at me and said, girl, move from here. Me tired. So I laughed. I said, Miss Gloria, don't get tired, man. She said, yeah, watch me. Then she said something I never forgot, right? She said, from today on, them have to go learn to save themselves sometimes. They're going to have to learn to save themselves sometimes. I cannot die before I die. Me can't dead before me dead. I cannot die before I die. I said, whoa, Miss Gloria. So that day, nobody got food on time. Church start late. People confused. But guess what? The world did not end, right? And Miss Gloria took 10 years. She looked 10 years younger by the evening. And that's when it hit me, man. All this time we think that rest is laziness, but sometimes that rest is rebellion. Sometimes the most revolutionary thing a Black woman can do is put her feet up, sip her mango juice, and say, yeah, take care of yourself. Take care of yourself, world. I am off duty. All right. Because after centuries of carrying everybody and everything, right? Rest isn't quitting. Rest is saying, not today. I choose me. And baby, that right there, that is revolutionary. And this is core Big Up YuSelf medicine. All right. Speaking of which, big up yourself and welcome to another episode of the Big Up YuSelf show. And guess what? One of these days, this will be recognized as a show. Nothing happens before the time, right? All in divine timing. So this is a revolutionary space for Black women evolving. All right, especially childhood trauma survivors. We honor self-possession, self-reverence, and reclaiming the original you while remembering ancestral wisdom. And if you're interested in matters that address the liberation of Black women, this is the channel for you. Please subscribe. And it gets a little deep around here, you know, but with all the hype and the fluff and the low vibration content out there, you need this kind of content to balance things off, right? A place where you can relax, release, and regulate. So please subscribe and do it right now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you. Returning friends, thank you for tuning in. You're some special people. Big up yourself to you and everyone else. Please like the video and please drop a comment. The comments are important. The comments really help this channel. Okay, so all right. So we talked about Miss Gloria, right? Spiritual exhaustion is what so many Black women feel, but they don't have the language for it yet, right? It's not just tired. It's not just burnout. It is soul fatigue. Black women are often the fixers of everything because people learn early that when something is falling apart, she'll handle it, okay? If someone is hurting, she listens. If the family is stressed, she holds it together. If money is short, somehow, you know, she figures it out. Emotions are high or people are confused, somehow it becomes her job to smooth it all out. So, yeah, if somebody has a secret, yeah, she's expected to calm everybody down, keep their secrets, give advice, pray for people, show up even when she's tired, be strong even when she is hurting. And nobody really asks if she's okay first. Over time, that kind of weight adds up. You're carrying other people's feelings, problems, and expectations, plus your own. So spiritually, that is exhausting because you're always pouring out. You're always fixing, holding, rescuing, and rarely being held yourself. And when was the last time that you were held? Physically, I mean, like physically held. When was the last time you were held, right? The last time you were supported, like held through sickness. A lot of times we go through sickness all by ourselves, held through sickness. You know, the last time you were held while you needed something, listened to, admired, complimented, uplifted. When was the last time? And then you don't get time to just be, you know, to be with yourself, to mind your spirit for real. And in this state, you're not magnetizing. In that state of always doing, fixing, right? You're not able to magnetize. You're not developing a magnetic aura, right? You're neglecting your magnetic field, right? So you're not irresistible. You forget about even being irresistible, and you're irresistible to anything but overwhelm. Overwhelm is all you're attracting, right? And that's how spiritual exhaustion happens. So my internet's been acting crazy. Spiritual exhaustion, that's how it happens, right? I wish things could be a little bit more fluid. Here's a picture of a woman leaving herself to take care of everything around her, right? So spiritual exhaustion happens not because you are weak, but because you've been doing too much for too long, without rest, without support, and without permission to choose yourself. So you disconnect from yourself while serving everyone and everything else. All right. So now it's been like that for a long time. Black women have been carrying history in their bodies, from fields to kitchen, from plantations to protest, from birthing nations, Black women birthing nations, to burying grief. They hold families, memory, faith, and future all at once. And the truth is, you were never meant to carry everybody. Family needs you, work needs you, your man needs you. And men depend on women much more than they will admit, right? Men struggle with women even for power. Yeah, men, Black men too. Black men learn through colonization to beat down the Black woman, to put her in her place. And woman is labeled the weaker sex. And what makes us weaker? When we're probably stronger, right? We carry the babies, we give birth, and we're expected to present the whole time, right? And still look good and smell good. And even after the baby, the body is supposed to be perfect. Let me see. Hey, Marilyn. Hey, sis. Glad to see you. Glad to see you. Glad to see you. Hey, Orisa. Oh my God, I am so bad at reading screen names. Oh my God. And Jamaican is here. Holding is an important thing. We don't realize just how necessary it is to our well-being. That is so true, Jamaican. Being held. It is a basic human need to connect like that, to be held, to to belong, the need for touch is a basic human need. All right. So women, men depend on women. You need you. You need you. You need you. That is so true. That's just a basic way of saying it. You need you, right? Yeah, so women are expected to do so much and still remain perfect, right? And how dare we age and put on a few extra pounds? It's like suddenly we become invisible or an object of scorn. Men get to go play with their friends and play with other women and go to jail. They can fool around and go to jail. Some of them are there innocently, I know, but a lot of them get there because they're just fooling around, irresponsible, right? And they get to go to jail and leave home for whatever reasons, right? And women have to stay and hold it together. So, how come there are so many single mothers? That it has become a thing. Single motherhood is expected. It's like an official segment of society. Single motherhood is expected and normalized. It's like no big deal. But when there's a single father, oh my gosh, what a good man he is. Oh my gosh, he's revered and respected, and it's just the most recognition for the single father. And not so much for the single mother, because it is so expected. It has become so normalized, right? And I advocate more for women to just run away, just run the heck away sometimes. But before you get to that point, I would like you to think before you couple up with someone, that you won't be able to rely on to go the distance with you when you have children. Before you couple up with that person, think about the consequences, right? In this day and time, there should be no mistake babies. There's too much information out there and too much opportunities for us to practice birth control, instead of having children that we can't adequately take care of, right? And with men that we can't rely on. To order my book, This Time the Revolution is Spiritual. Yay! That's a bonus. Yes, that link is in the, here it is. This time the revolution is spiritual. A lot of what I'm teaching is based in that book. Okay. All right. So where were we? So I was saying, yeah, women should just run away sometimes. Just run the heck away. Let somebody else do it, man. Damn, run away before run away before the daggone baby. Do that. Run away for yourself, man. Yeah, so Black women are exhausted spiritually. What we call spiritual exhaustion isn't new, it's ancestral weight being passed down, carried too long, and rarely set down. Long before the language of burnout existed, their backs bore labor. Oh, Lord, the Black woman. The Black woman's back bore labor. She bore everyone else's pain and their spirits, right? And she bore entire communities. What we call exhaustion today is often generations of carrying that was never meant to be carried alone. And so, how does trauma and spiritual outsourcing create chronic depletion? Added to all that pressure on the Black woman, trauma teaches the Black woman to disconnect from herself to survive, while spiritual outsourcing teaches her to look outside herself for guidance, safety, and worth. And with all of that together creates a chronic depletion because a person is constantly overriding their own needs. Like Jamaican just said, you need you, right? You're overriding your own intuition and limits in order to please and endure and to be right spiritually, right? So, oh my goodness, my internet today. Yeah. So, where was I? When your inner voice is ignored and your power is handed away, energy leaks everywhere, leaving the body tired and the spirit thin and the self uninhabited, right? When you're busy helping everybody else and taking care of everything, you walk away from you. You leave your body. You leave yourself uninhabited, right? The strong Black woman is not an inherent truth. It is a survival adaptation. It developed in response to generations of crisis where vulnerability was unsafe and collapse was not an option. You couldn't be tired enough to collapse. You had to keep going. Black woman was not allowed to be weak or soft, right? Strength became an armor. Endurance became identity. Endurance became our identity. And emotional sacrifice was praised because it kept families and communities functioning under pressure. So while this adaptation protected Black women through hardship, it also denied them rest, softness, and care, turning resilience into expectation rather than a choice or something natural. You know, resilience became a requirement. That or die. Do or die, the Black woman. And see, we kind of take some of this thing lightly. We laugh about it because sometimes if we don't laugh, we cry, right? But after a while, you start realizing something. It's not just people pulling on you. It's not just family. It's not just work. It's not just community. Even the places that were supposed to refill your spirit start feeling like another job. Even your faith starts feeling like work. So um like now you're not only carrying everybody's problems, you're carrying everybody's prayers too. And you got to be strong, you got to believe, you got to show up, you got to serve, you got to pour out, pour out, pour out. And nobody ever asks you who's pouring into you. And that's when I got honest with myself, because even church, even spirituality started to feel exhausting. And this is where it got real for me, right? Because I started noticing, and it wasn't just that I was tired, it was how I was relating to my own spirit. Somewhere along the way, I learned to place my power outside of myself in a God that supposedly lived outside of me, like, you know, in the sky somewhere, waiting on signs, waiting on permission, waiting for somebody more spiritual to tell me what God wanted for my life, right? Praying but not trusting myself, serving but abandoning myself, showing up for everybody else while quietly disconnecting from my own knowing. I had to ask myself something hard. When did faith start meaning I couldn't trust my own intuition? When did spirituality start meaning I had to shrink, mask, perform, follow trends, look right, sound right, instead of simply just being? When? A lot of us talk God, 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 God. Oh my goodness. Can't say two words without talking about God, 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 because that's what we are expected to say. We're expected to say God will do it all, or God has done it. Yeah, God, everything. We hang on for dear life to these colonial teachings about God, afraid to let it go, afraid to find out how powerful we are inside, right? How are you going to feel powerful though when you're giving that power away to something or someone else? How are you going to experience the power within you if you keep giving that away to something other than you? Right? Afraid to believe that we are, in fact, God. We are the very expression of God. And we think that's blasphemy. And how dare we compare ourselves to God when, if you're made in His image, you should possess the same attributes and powers that He possesses, right? So giving your power away is not devotion. That's outsourcing your spirituality and your intuition. And outsourcing your power will exhaust you every single time. All right. So what if reclaiming the spirit isn't rebellion? What if it's maturity? What if it's just plain common sense? What if it is addressing spiritual exhaustion? Nice. Trust and show up for yourself, for your damn self. Trust and show up for your darn self. Yes, I 100%, 100%. Right. Outsourcing power means placing your guidance and authority outside of yourself, waiting for permission and signs and approval before acting on what you already sense. Examples of that would be like delaying decisions until someone else confirms them. You don't trust your own decisions. And you, you know, in here, you know, you don't need to even hear it from somebody else, right? And over time, this weakens self-trust. When you're looking for affirmation and confirmation from outside of you all the time, run away before the baby. Yeah, that weakens self-trust and keeps action stalled, right? Yeah. Outsourcing power, following, jumping on trends, rejecting your originality for someone else's way of doing something, not being authentic, masking, hiding, fear of being seen, using makeup and clothes and hair and disguises to hide. Sometimes I'm guilty of that. Spiritual exhaustion is what so many Black women feel, but don't have the language for it yet. It's not just tired, it's not just burnout, it's soul fatigue. Soul fatigue. So if you're in that image, then the source is both you and in you. So, yes, hey, Jamaica, I know I know you have some interesting philosophical outlook on things. See, you say, so if you're in that image, if you're made in that image, if you're made in the image of God, then the source is both you and in you. It is so many of us are having such a hard time grasping that concept. Hard time with that. That's how much work they've done on us. They have done such a number on us. We can't unlearn what we've been learning for years and years and years. Right? So let's see. Okay. So now where are we? So the Black woman. The Black woman's rest is revolutionary. It's how you get time to mind your spirit. And look, she's reading my book. She's reading This Time the Revolution is Spiritual. Sis is serious about, and look at that smile on her face. Sis is serious about her spirituality and her rest, right? Mind your spirit is defiance, and that defiance is an act of love, love for self and the collective. So it is resistance because systems depend on your spiritual neglect. Yeah. Mind your spirit is an act of defiance because a spiritually intact person is harder to control. So mind your spirit is revolutionary, and that creates rest. All right. It is refusal. It is resistance against systems that require your depletion. These systems require your depletion, require you to work outside of yourself. They depend on your disconnection from yourself. And as long as you're working and taking care of everything and everybody, you're going to remain disconnected from yourself. So it is minding your spirit is defiance rooted in remembrance. Mind your spirit because the neglect we learned was never accidental. All of it was planned, set up set up on purpose to destabilize us. Yeah. Minding your spirit means you stop overriding yourself, start trusting yourself, and you stop spiritual outsourcing. You stop performing endurance. Stop performing. You stop making yourself available for extraction. And that is defiance. That is revolution. And it is necessary. So, Black women have carried a history in their bodies for generations. Labor, loss, family, faith, entire communities resting on their back, right? And she is spiritually exhausted. And so now she is claiming her rest. And that is revolutionary. Okay? I'm closing, but before you go, I want you to hear me closely. If you are exhausted, you're not weak. You're not failing. You're not too sensitive. You are tired because you have been carrying what whole communities and systems should be carrying, right? Family, community, survival, everyone's emotions, everyone's healing, everyone's prayers, everyone's hope. And somewhere along the way, nobody was holding you. So if you feel spiritually exhausted, it doesn't mean something is wrong with you. It means your body and your spirit are asking you to come home to yourself. What did Jamaicans say? You need you. Okay. So, you need you. I wish there was a way for me to quickly bring up my visuals. Anyway, yeah, so the woman under the mango tree. So, yeah, you got to learn to put some stuff down, man. Put something down and choose yourself. Choose to big up yourself. Sis is chilling with her mango juice. She ain't paying nobody no mind. All right. Because the world may benefit from your labor, but your soul deserves your presence. Just like Jamaican said, you need you. Your soul deserves your presence. Your soul deserves your presence. What did you say? Does that mean the revolution is unburdening what others have placed on you? Absolutely. You get it. That's it. Unburden yourself. Rid yourself of everything that everybody has placed on you. That is the revolution. Oh my goodness. Some will get it and some just don't, just won't, you know. Thank you, Winsome and family. Spread the word, like, share, subscribe, comment. Thank you, Marilyn. Yes, if you're here, like, spread the word, share, comment. Self-care and self-love. That's it in a nutshell. Taking care of you, not neglecting you. Self-love in this kind of way, this radically, is revolutionary. Okay. Because we live in a society where it's go, 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 and we hardly have time to settle down and take care of self. So when you take the time for self-care, that is a revolution. Okay. And this time the revolution is spiritual, and the revolution starts here with us, with you, with the Black woman. Spiritual exhaustion is real, and we can correct this. We can course correct the exhaustion. Put some stuff down. First, you got to recognize that you're carrying too much. Put some stuff down. Let people take care of themselves, you know? So, with that, I have a homecoming ceremony that you can sign up for. It is the original you homecoming ritual ceremony to reconnect you to yourself and teach you how to rest the revolutionary way, right? We don't have a date yet. We'll decide on the date when the spots are filled up. There are only 10, and because we keep the groups small, right? But it's a great way to come and learn how to rest and how to come back into your body, how to reconnect with yourself. All right. I want to thank you for joining me this evening. There it is. The link to sign up is in the description box. And if you have any questions you want to ask me about that, you can WhatsApp me. All right. The WhatsApp number is also in the description. Yeah. So that's where we end right now tonight. Thank you for tuning in once again. See you in next episode. Big up yourself. Mind your business. Mind your spirit. Ashe, ashe, ashe. There is the WhatsApp number. There is the WhatsApp number. Feel free to reach out. All right. All right. That's it for this evening. And see you next time. Bye.